Alright, and here is the finished product. Your nice little pots and pans organizer here. Good morning everyone, Jeremy here, JK Fun Tips. Today we're going to be showing you how to organize your pots and pans area in Tupperware. Now as you can see, this is somewhat organized, but it's quite crowded in here. There's not a whole lot of organization. Oh, kind of organized, but yeah. We're going to rearrange this and make it a little better. But there is this cool idea that my wife thought of. Put your little lights up here. These are like Target or Walmart or Amazon, whatever. Put up there, that way it illuminates your area in here so it's easier to see. Another one up there. So as you can see, it's got some room in here, but this is after I organized it. You should have seen it before. It was pretty bad. But yeah, we're going to organize this and we're going to put in some storage areas. Alright, it's up to it. Alright, so we've managed to remove one of the shelf on the right side here. There's a little bit of a pain, more than I thought. Nailed in through the other side on there, and it had some brackets underneath. But now all we're left to do is cut out this outline here, right there, and then install our swivel and our pots and pans organizer. And then that's almost done then. So let's get to that next. Sometimes you gotta work in some awkward positions. Ow! Feel like Home Improvement, Tim Allen. Tim Taylor. Hey, I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, look at that, baby. That is garbage. And now we are pretty much done. Just file this down a little bit more. I won't have to come back in here, so I just used what I had in arm's reach. Now this is kind of filed down a little bit. Maybe just do a little bit more. And there we go. Alright, so we have our shelf. Actually, I don't even think I need to really... Oh yeah, I'll reinforce this a little bit. All I'm going to do is put a piece of wood underneath this, like a bar going from this wall to this wall. That'll help support this part of the middle here that's going to sag a little bit because it's not attached on the back wall over there. Alright, so now we have reinforced the bottom here with a beam that goes across for extra support so that this won't sag. I think we'll file this edges down a little bit so they're not rough and sharp and pointy. Round them off a little bit so when you reach in here you don't scratch yourself. I just took a belt sander to kind of round this off a little bit better since the jigsaw didn't do a very good job just because of the angles. So this is a little bit smoother now. Took some sandpaper, filed down the edges so they're not sharp, nice and rounded off now. Don't gotta worry about scratching yourself. And then from there, I think then it's time to set the turntable in. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so this is what it's essentially going to kind of be like once it's done. Your pots and pans rack is going to be right here. Zoom out and see what we can get here. So this is going to sit like that, and it's going to be able to spin without hitting the walls and without hitting the shelf over here. Just want to make sure you leave enough room so it doesn't hit this part of the shelf. And that back piece right there is going to get cut off as well. So you'll be able to have a free rotation without having to worry about hitting something. Alright. Alright, let's get to it. Alright. So we're taking our baseboard here that the organizer is going to sit on. And we're mounting the turntable plate to the bottom of it, and then we're going to mount this other side to the inside of the cupboard. But it's going to be a little tricky because you can't separate this, and the board is too wide to get to the screw holes on the bottom here. So for that, it's going to take a little finessing here. But I think we're going to be able to do it. So I'm going to map out the holes on the inside of the cupboard, drill the slots for them, and I'm going to put two screws, or the four screw mounting screws facing upwards. And then when I put it in there, I'm just going to kind of slide it into the holes, kind of like dowels. So that way it's not, technically it's not mounted to the bottom of the cupboard, but it'll be stationary and sturdy enough that it's not going to move around a lot. So I'm not going to make the holes much bigger than the screws I'm going to be putting in here. And they're screws, so they're going to grab onto the wood if it tries to tilt at all. It's going to be a little iffy otherwise. The only option for this would be to remove this, remove that, and then assemble it outside, and then flip it upside down, and then mount the plate to the bottom of that. Or even harder would be take off this baseboard here, and then try and get underneath that and go from the bottom. I don't want to do that, because that seems like a lot of work and a kind of a pain, so we're going to do it this way. You're going to want to drill pilot holes for the mounting screws into the baseboard, otherwise you do have a chance of splitting the wood. And so I'll be back. So fair warning, when you drill a pilot hole for any screw, you do not want to go the size of the screw. You want to go smaller, otherwise the screw is not going to catch anything and it's just going to pull out. So it doesn't have to be a very big pilot hole, just a small one. I think that should work. Otherwise the next step, the next choice would be, that might work a little better. Alright, we'll go with that one. So you're going to take, like this, hold the drill bit up to the wood, and you're going to don't want to go all the way through, so you're going to mark right about there. And just double check it, make sure you're good. If you are, then you're ready to go. Now you're ready for your screws. flip it over and give it a try. Nice. I like it. Let's put it in here and see how it works. So now we got it in here. So see, you want to keep the little bit of gap right there between the baseboard and the wall, and then we want to keep a little bit of gap between the back wall and the front door. As long as you do that, you're good. Alright, so now now that we got our holes marked, now it's going to be time to drill them, and then we'll pick up from there. Alright, so we got it dropped in now. Kind of see the screws. It's hard to see, but screws are right there. I'm just going to work it around like this until they drop in. Once they drop in, you're all set. And you want to make sure that it clears your walls and the door right there. As long as you clear everything, you're good. Now we just got to mount this to the baseboard, and then we're pretty much done. But this should be pretty easy. Just got to screw a piece of metal down to hold the plate on. Alright, and here is the finished product. Got this little pots and pans organizer here. Some bowls, another pots and pans rack. I got one pan there. I got another kind of setup here. So with that, let's be another project. For now, I'll just pull it out. Here's the pot pan. I'm actually going to put this on drawer slides so that I can just pull it in and out nice and easy. But there you go. That is a nice and organized area now, and I can reach all the way to the back without having to crawl under the shelving here or inside of the cupboard. Alright, drop the comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Have a good day.